It was said in its Christianized form to have been the spear which the centurion used to pierce the side of Christ at the crucifixion. It was something with an enormous intrinsic value, and they dug and hunted and looked for it. They were also, of course, looking for Solomon's wealth, which was believed to have been hidden under the temple. And there are tales of secret passages leading from below the temple out towards this repository of what was later to become Templar treasure, but which was originally thought to be Solomon's treasure.
What were the Templars doing in Jerusalem?
The Knights Templars originally were tasked with protecting pilgrims, but what they actually do when they get there, and it's recorded, is they spend the first, I think, 8 years excavating Solomon's Mount and the stables that were built under the temple. So they spend a lot of time digging.
So what you're suggesting, Rob, then, was that they were tasked with protecting the pilgrims, but yes, you're suggesting that maybe that's not exactly what they were doing.
They seem to have had an ulterior motive.
Do you think they were looking for this treasure?
I think they were more interested in knowledge and information rather than cash and money. Although, of course, if they're looking for the Ark of the Covenant, which as a military order is something you really want because of its power to defeat an army's enemies, you can see there's a motivation there, but there's no specific evidence that's what they were after.
One of the things they may have been looking for was the semi-legendary Lance of Longinus, the weapon which, if you held it, would make you conqueror of all your enemies. It was said in its Christianized form to have been the spear which the centurion used to pierce the side of Christ at the crucifixion. It was something with an enormous intrinsic value, and they dug and hunted and looked for it. They were also, of course, looking for Solomon's wealth, which was believed to have been hidden under the temple. And there are tales of secret passages leading from below the temple out towards this repository of what was later to become Templar treasure, but which was originally thought to be Solomon's treasure.
But the big question is, did the Templars find it? I'd agreed to meet with an Israeli archaeologist who has spent years excavating beneath Jerusalem looking for the temple treasures. Dr. Shimon Gibson thinks it's a possibility that the high priests did bury their most sacred items, which the Templars then came searching for over 1,000 years later.
I would think it's quite logical that if you know that the Babylonians are hammering at the doors of the city, the gates of the city, they want to come in and they want to pillage and rape and destroy, that you're going to hide it away somewhere. And that means that one has to think about subterranean spaces beneath Jerusalem. This is where you hid things. If you had an enormous amount of money, if you had some treasure, you would find some subterranean space and you would hide it there.
Is it conceivable that there might well be treasure literally beneath us now as we speak?
Everything's possible in Jerusalem, I'll tell you. Whenever they excavate in different parts of Jerusalem, something is found. A couple of years ago, a colleague of mine was excavating near the Temple Mount and came across a hoard of gold coins from the year 613. And it was exciting. And I could see in her eyes, you know, how excited she was. You know, yes, she's a scientist and she's doing her archaeological work and everything should be of interest, but you could see the glint in her eye, you know, when she was describing to me the discovery of these beautiful gold coins.
Wonderful.
From the year 613. 613.
613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. 613. If the Templars did find significant treasures here in Jerusalem, what happened?
Big if.
Yes, absolutely. If they did, we certainly know they became very wealthy. What then happened to the treasure?
I don't know. I mean, it's a big leap from Jerusalem to, you know, the Templar activities back in Europe. All I can say is that they did become wealthy. They were in charge of the Temple Mount when they were in Jerusalem, and I would suppose that if they were going to be rebuilding and bringing the Temple Mount back to its former glory from their perspective by re-erecting the Temple of Solomon, that they would also have sought after any hidden treasures there.